Alright, welcome back. Next up on the block, we've got Princess Leia with the sail barge cannon. Obviously, this is the sail barge version, or the Slave Leia version. She comes with cloth good little robe there, which is pretty neat. Usually those are molded in, but you get doll-like. Is it on the back as well? I think so. It's hard to tell. Yeah, so I think on the front and the back. And we've seen Slave Leia plenty of times. Obviously, you can't go to a convention without half the women and about a quarter of the dudes cosplaying as Slave Leia, but not too often you see her with the barge cannon. So that's pretty neat, especially if you've purchased the barge through HasLabs. I'm sure it has that. It must, but you get an extra. So here's a pretty neat little piece. Let's walk you through it. First off, I'm going to show you the size marker. She's about 1/18 scale, about 3 3/4 inch. This is the Power of the Jedi series, so about 25 years ago. We'll find out in a moment. 2001, so 20 years ago. Hard to imagine. Displays very, very nicely. Displays exactly like this. But we're going to walk you through the packaging. If the packaging matters to you, then, well, here we go. So that's why we do these condition reports, so you know exactly the condition of the item. The item is sealed in the packaging, so there's not a whole lot to describe there. The packaging itself we will describe by shining the light on it. As it goes over the surface, you'll see any imperfections, flaws, blemishes, cracks, etc. And I don't really see any. We're looking at the card right now, and now we'll look at the bubble. If I can get the light, there we go. Top of the bubble, I don't feel any issues. A lot of times these get kind of dimpled in, or else you get crush wear. If you see how thick this packaging is, a lot of times just under its own weight, it starts to peel up, or else this gets crushed. I'm not seeing any of that, so that's very surprising. You see a slight bend, and even a slightly less, even less over there in those corners. That's about it. And I do want to show you, it's 20 years, so you might expect some yellowing, but you can see my hand, and you can see the white background underneath. You can see it has not yellowed much at all, if any. So all around a pretty cool piece. Oh, and she comes with that chain, too. I didn't even see the chain. So, little articulated chain on there around the neck. Not really PC by today's standards, but still neat from an engineering perspective. Whatever that's worth to you. So all around a pretty cool piece. This is the Power of the Jedi green carded Princess Leia. And she comes with her sail barge cannon. Next up on the block from Star Wars, The Power of the Jedi, this is K3PO. This is the Echo base, if you'll recall, scene. This is a different droid. What was it? It was probably some of the leftover equipment used to make C3PO, but thrown on a different actor as he walked by. They look at each other kind of oddly, give each other that look. Now, he does come with some different equipment than does C3PO, but he's mostly the same mold with some minor changes. We'll flip you over, and what I like about this is it's a shame because they've got this in there. Means they can do it. I like to be able to see the other side of the figure, but this is pretty cool too, and it allows you double access, so you can see the front card and you can see the back. It is sealed. It is brand new in the packaging, so we'll walk you through. We'll show you the condition. This is a condition report, so what else would we do but show you the condition? And I'll let the light shine off of it here. You can see the top of the card, no real blemishes, slight bend corners as you would expect. I'm going to show you here through the bubble. See, that bubble has begun to discolor a little bit. It's beginning stages of yellowing. A few more years. Got some dirt, schmutz on the top there. It is beginning to yellow, so be aware of that. Now, it displays great. It displays just like that because oftentimes that yellowing is a little bit polarized. You can see right through there. No problems, but you to be aware of it, and we'll check out the back. So a slight bend. See that crease across there? Let's get the light on it so folks can see it. There you go. See that crease? A little bit of spider vein creasing right there. Go. Move over here. Round. So a relatively rarer figure from the Power of the Jedi series. A little bit rarer. You don't see it quite as often. It doesn't come up in collections as much. Made from the original mold. And on a pretty good card all around. You can head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com, see the full description, read what you need to know about it, ask any questions, and leave your pre-bids right now to get this guy into your collection, K3PO. All right. You know him, you love him. This is a Man, one of the, what do you call them? Bounty hunters. One of the bounty hunters that you see in the Jabba the Hutt scene. No, I thought that might have been a still image from the movie, but it's not. It's just the the actual figure itself. I was hoping to see a still image from the movie. Guess not. He is roughly 1/18 scale, so a little bit larger than some of the other ones. He's a headhunter. So just this alone, this skeleton that he comes. Obviously, he's kind of like the Predator. He strips them open and collects their skulls. You can see the different kind of skulls that he has collected years. And I don't know why, but he comes with Salacious Crumb. Now, this is a different Salacious Crumb than the one that was released with Jabba and his pipe. Not sure why, because there is a replacement Salacious that comes with that pipe. We've sold plenty of those over the years, so I'm not sure why they did this. But this was a fan's choice figure, rather. I believe the first one from this, was it? It may have been, it was either, no, Ifant Mon came later. I believe it was Grand Moff Tarkin might have been that fan choice #1 of all things. But this is a pretty cool one itself, just for this and this alone, just for these, and even for Salacious. So pretty neat all around. Some weird articulation on him, just because of the nature of what he was. So really just at the shoulders, is that it? That might be the only articulation that he has. And even then, just because of the size of it, might not get too much motion, but still pretty cool. I'm here to show you the condition of the figure. So you saw that he is sealed in the original packaging, and we'll walk you through that packaging. I'm doing that by shining the light on it here. You can see a little bit of a bend in this card right here, and it has begun to, let's get that in where you can see it. It has begun to lift. Has not come off the card, but it is beginning to lift from the card. So be aware of that. We will take extra care, but older figure, about 20 years old, we don't want that bubble coming off. Delamination here at the corner. See that? And the bubble's still good. It's not hasn't really yellowed at all. You can see the white background beneath there and my finger. Not a ton of discoloration, and he is on there. I'll look around so you can see any other damage. You see any little notches right there, and the bubble itself is looking pretty good. Sadly, as I said, it's beginning to come off the card. We will do our best to pack it in a way that makes sure that it gets to you pretty safely. Cannot make any guarantees on that, but we've been doing this about 20 years. We'll pack it the best possible way that we can. You never know. Once it gets in the post office, oh man, I did it again. I sometimes end up doing that post office system. I apologize. I do not mean to do that. Post office, it really was just a slip of the tongue. But once it gets in the post office system, it can get thrown around. You never know what's going to happen. But they've been very, very good with us over the years. Few problems here or there, but considering the number of packages we've been put out, we will do our best to get this to you safely, especially if it's with other items. All of that together in the packaging stays tight. It's good. So if you don't have this guy in your collection for whatever reason, you need to get him there. For you completists out there, you need to get these Star Wars figures. Even if it's just for that version of Salacious Crumb, you just don't see that anymore. Head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com where you can see this and all the other items coming up in our next event. We've got plenty of items. You can leave your pre-bids right now, or you can join us live on auction day and do your best to defend your bids against everybody else trying to get hold of this guy. Don't let him do it. Sure he ends up in your collection.